Welcome back to Rink's Garage. Today we're gonna talk about the shop truck. It's a 1966 GMC 3/4 ton that we picked up. Done a little work to it so far, a lot more to go. So we'll kind of go through what we've done and what we want to do. Actually picked this thing up from my dad. He had it sitting around for a little while. I'm not sure how long, but bought it from him. When we got it, it was the box was off it, engine was out of it, stuff like that. So we did do quite a bit of stuff already, but there's a lot more we're gonna do. So get started. It was pretty rough paint wise. We did do the old SOS pad and hit her with the buffer a little bit, just get that old chalky paint off. Turned out pretty good. Not planning on clear coating it or anything like that, I guess. Kind of nice the way it looks. The reason this thing was parked, we figure, is she had a little fire on the carburetor and kind of melted everything down under the hood. Originally it was a big block V6 truck, so you can see the V6 badges are on it. One thing we do have to do is do some new wood. She's patched up right now. Also need a tailgate. Didn't have any bumpers on it either, so I did pick up rear and front bumper off a LMC. Front one is actually upside down of what it's supposed to be. Same with the back. I just didn't like the way they looked, the way they come out, kind of swooped out at the bottom. So we did the bumper flip on this just to get a little different look. Back one is flipped too. It's supposed to be, the little cutout is supposed to be up and the license plate on top, but it had the old split rims on it too, so we got a set of just some black Daytona spokes, cheapest ones I could find, with some used tires out of the tire pile. Other than that, we can get to looking under the hood and see what we did under there. So under the hood, we got a small block Chevy planted in there. Like I said, originally it had the big block V6. I think they were like a 307 size. Never dealt much with them. But my cousin had a small block sitting around that were got from him, renting it as of now. I told him we'd get her running and he could have it back once we find something else. If it goes that way, we might keep it if we buy it from him. But he said he thought it was $350, so we went and picked it up, got to looking at it, ran the numbers, and it's actually a 400. Does burn a little bit of oil, not too bad. But as you can see, back of the firewall is paint's all burned off, and then the heater box got melted pretty bad, and it actually did melt everything in behind the dash and the instrument cluster and stuff. We'll get to looking at that. But other than that, it runs pretty good. We still need a shroud set up for sure. Got headers on it, some purple hornies underneath. They don't sound too bad. But other than that, we did throw a new Holley 600 on it. Got that right from Holley. It's a remanufactured one somebody sent back in, and they went through it, saved some money there. So new master cylinder, all new wiring. Of course, we had to rewire it because everything was melted, but that's about it up here. Check out inside the cab. So inside the cab, we can start with still got the original gas tank in her. It's pretty rusty and gross inside. We never did really try and use this. Right now it's running off the old boat tank in the back, so I did put some gas in the tank, let her slosh around for a while. Hopefully it'll loosen up that gunk and stuff in there, and we'll pull it out and shake it around and get it cleaned out and hopefully use that tank. But like I said, the dash got real hot. The old instrument cluster was completely melted plastic, so we went and fashioned up a new one out of some black walnut with a new set of Stuart Warner gauges. Haven't got the ignition done. We're still just running the old push button toggle switch setup. Not a big deal. Works pretty good. Other than that, in here was basically power washed it out. She needs a seat. The cover is on it because there's nothing holding anything else in it underneath. Something else we did as far as wiring, I did pick up a painless fuse panel. That all needs to be tied up a little neater under there, but got everything wired in. Brake switch, blinkers, everything work. So she is good to go down the road. Like I said, yeah, the seat is pretty much trash underneath, but she's got the old cover on her, so that holds her together. Some other things. Oh, on the doors, we had a local guy paint our logo on the doors for us, so it's pretty cool. He did it. It's kind of a brushed, old, aged look. Other than that, like I said, we did put the new master cylinder on. As you can see, there's only one line going to it. So originally these trucks did come with one line, ran all 4 brakes, which sucks. If you blow out a brake, you lose everything. So we did get the double master cylinder, but when I unloaded it off the trailer when we got it, we pushed it on with the skid loader because the back end was locked up, and I believe it was passenger side back was locked up. So I ended up having to beat the drum off with a big old hammer, pulled the shoes and everything out. So we just deleted on the back brakes for now. Works good for power braking, but so yeah, we need some brakes in the back eventually. Everything is pretty much stock how it came under here. Got some purple hornies right off the headers. Hopefully down the road, I don't know what we want to do. This thing is, of course, it's 3/4 ton, had the big V6 in it, so it's got 456 rear end in it, so it's pretty slow. It's doing, you know, $3 grand at a little over 60. Not the best fuel mileage rig, but good for pulling. That is another thing we got to do. We got to get a hitch on it. We don't got a hitch, so we can hook up to the trailer. But yeah, I haven't decided what we want to do with the rear end. I'd like to get like a 373 posi to slip under there, and then probably do some springs and stuff because it rides pretty rough. Another thing, when we got it, of course, the bumpers and the grill and the mirrors, that all come white. So we blacked out that stuff. Kind of looks cool with that old blue-green color that it is. The primer showing through. Fenders, I did buy some patch panels for here. They're kind of floppy when you're going down the road in the wind, so probably do a professional job on that, you know, and just pop them on over the top. Not much to brace inside there because that's all gone, but other than that, the old truck is not too bad. It's pretty solid. It's got a little bit of rot up front here, but not bad. So yeah, it would be nice to have a heater. So that's something I've been looking for. Trying to find that box is impossible in remanufactured anyway. So hopefully we can find an old truck that's got one that's good. I don't know if the heater core is any good in it, so we might need the whole setup. But what else we got? Of course, oh yeah, so I got the new strips for the bed. We just got to get the wood, which I'll probably get from my dad. He's got a sawmill, so he can cut it up for us. Put new wood in the bed, and at that time is probably when we'll do the rear end work too. Probably pull the box off to do the wood, have it open. Also, she's got the original 4-speed in her, which is basically a 3-speed. It's the granny low, so first gear is worthless. It goes about 3 miles an hour. Other than that, we can fire it up. She's a real good starter. Fires up good. Got to do a little work on the choke setup. She likes to choke her out real good right away and kind of run away on RPMs, but for the most part it's pretty good. Get a picture of the gauge here. She does have good oil pressure, anywhere 40 to 50 RPMs. She'll just keep climbing. Eventually it'll come down to a low idle, but yeah, runs real good for just an engine that was sitting in a trailer at my uncle's place. So there you have it. That's the tour of the 66 GMC. Like I said, we're gonna have more videos on this for sure, doing some upgrades, whatnot. Yeah, if there's anything you'd like to see on it or ideas, just go ahead and shoot them over in the comments and we'll see what we can do. But that's going to do it for this video, so we'll see you later. shifter in a second.
So
Speed it up. Step it.
that?
Yep.
It won't go down.
Here you go.